Well, folks, good afternoon. Right now it is 12:06, and you're listening to the John DePietro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. I want to welcome everybody in, tuning in on both Facebook Live. You can find me on Facebook. We also have the YouTube feed. Well, it's not that it doesn't matter. It's another option. It's another option. So you can either watch now, you can watch the live stream going YouTube, the Noon Report. Just there's Valerie. Good afternoon, David Picard. Folks, those that are just we were just live stream. No, we just did Facebook. There's an app you can use where you can be live, for instance, we are right now. But the problem is that it's been my experience that it doesn't hold that well when you're out somewhere doing a live stream. That's been my experience, anyhow. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely that has been my experience. But good afternoon to everybody tuning in on Facebook Live. We've already had this, Susan. So you see all the first responders. If you miss that, we'll have it up on YouTube later. It's you have a missing man. It's been going on for quite some time and been missing for 48 hours. Now, I want to just mention the radio show is fine, but I am seeing it starts with the video use more than one platform. That's what can happen with it. So it's an experiment. Late at night, it'll be posted on YouTube and also on DePietro.com. But it originates there. If you are tuning in on Facebook, and I like to give it, sorry about that, Jules. It normally straightens out if that helps anybody. There's Pauline, but it is I agree it is a little annoying. But anyhow, we're gonna make it through the hour. Many times it starts that way, and then it settles down. So we have a lot to get to on this Thursday. We have the latest news, folks. This portion of the program, as we kick off the noontime hour, and it's brought to you by PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. They have everything you need for Christmas. Make your home gifts. They have decorations, beautiful live trees, home or business. PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. Great service, family run local business. So you're shopping local. The balsam Fraser fir cut trees, 3 feet to 8 feet tall. They have potted live trees, custom handmade wreaths, 10 inch, 60 inches in size, hanging baskets, roping, cut greens, decorative pots, cemetery baskets. I see a lot of that. Christmas crafts, gift certificates are available. They also have very unique, one of a kind, custom made birdhouses for the bird lover on your list. They also have custom made sleighs that make for a wonderful decoration made by local artists. Firewood is available, pickup and delivery. Folks, they're open 7 days a week, and they're open right up until Christmas Eve night. It's PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Look for them on Facebook, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown. Well, folks, good afternoon once again. It's 12:10. I encourage you to visit the website, DePietro.com. We have a lot of updates, stories that we're going to drop on that, especially last night. The story, we seem to be the only one on it, which is no surprise. But this, for those of you that saw the Facebook we did last night, so I'm getting more details about it. I think we're going to get some video from this. But apparently last night, well, let me restart here. In East Greenwich right now, there is a missing individual, and if you've seen the video, there's a tremendous search going on right now. Middle Road, Cars Pond. If you're coming down South County Trail, take a right on Middle. You just keep going. Really, you just keep driving to the end, past the woods where Johnny Caprio lives and Coach Cooley and so forth. Just keep going, and then boom, you'll come upon the command centers there. They have the canines there, and it's all because they have this missing person, missing man. He's been missing now. He's 31 years old, and by all accounts, he's now more than 48 hours. I don't affect you. If we get any type of dense out thick, as you saw, even as I was trying to navigate to find some of the searches, if you saw it, even I ran into a little bit of a problem. Just because after a while, when you're in there, all the trails start to look the same, plus all the snow and everything else. How far did I walk, as a matter of fact? It was, I mean, I don't mind walking. I just, at one point, thought I had, okay, that's not bad. How far did I? All right, well, a mile and a half. 3,500 steps. Date was when the East Greenwich police announced that they had the search going for David Craig, 33 years old. Some people were reporting 31. The police bulletin they put out says 33-year-old male, and he lives right, I think, like right down there. So he likes to go around there. So hopefully that will come to a happy ending. I don't see any announcement right now, not that I have, from East Greenwich Police. So I am unaware if they've. I was there at the scene, thinking maybe we'll catch the chief, but I also get it. They're out and they're doing the search, and it's a big area to search. And I want to just double check. I haven't seen anyone else post any type of update on it. So let me just double check. No, I don't see anything. Let me check one more thing. And then the story last night we kind of stumbled into is disgraceful what happened last night. If you saw, we went live. What time was it? I don't know. After 10 or right around 10 o'clock. Yeah. All right. Well, there's that. I'm still seeing this. I don't see anyone posting searches being conducted there in Middle Road. Okay. Contact Warwick Police, 884-2244. Nope. Nothing new on that. Okay. All right. So I'd like to make sure, not missing anything. A lot of people are putting the word out. But last night, if you saw it, we were then in Apponaug at the Walgreens in Apponaug with the 1 hour photo. And there were, I believe, 3 teens in a vehicle. And what happened was early in the night, so we were in front of the East Greenwich Police Department and alerting people. It just broke about the missing individual. And so then we were called to the area right on Main Street. And it turned out there was a family going into a restaurant there. And one of the male parties was literally carrying an infant and suddenly was shot in the face. Now we have turned it turns out it was one of those soft, let me find the exact name of it, soft guns. And what you saw later was it would appear that soft air gel shooting. They caught up to them. That's why they were then talking to those individuals, those kids. And I think that was actually the parents that came to the scene and picked them up. Now, I'll try to find out more. It's possible the person's not pressing charges. So, but you can see the video. It's on the website. It's just on Facebook right now. Juan has not had time because of the search, but we'll get it posted. But what kind of, from what I understand, I mean, we heard this last night, and then at the scene, you could hear one of the parents really giving it to, I think it was her son, the man was carrying an infant. And so they're riding around, and we've had stories of this. In Providence, you had the kids riding around Providence, terrorizing the city for hours with the BB gun. And they're shooting glass and shooting people. So now you have kids riding around and they shoot this off. Now, it didn't hurt them. They're lucky, though. Number one, they didn't hit the infant. Could have gone in someone's eye, or something could have happened to him, and then he could have dropped the infant. So we'll try to find out more. But there's, and if you saw the video last night, if you haven't seen it, you can see it. It's on Facebook. And the kids were kind of like laughing it up last night. They didn't seem the least bit concerned of anything that was happening and taking place. And I'm not sure that much. We don't have all the details on this. Now, I'm also seeing Channel 12 has suspects claim to be cops burst into a Providence home. 4 men claiming to be police officers burst into a home in South Providence early this morning in a violent home invasion and robbery. Police said they were called shortly after 5 a.m. That's very early. It's found a side door busted open, door locks, latches broken off. Inside, the apartment was in complete disarray. Drawers were found flipped, clothes scattered across the floor. A male resident of the home told police he was awakened shortly before 3 o'clock, loud banging, and then the door was violently forced open. 4 men rushed into the home shouting, "Police, get on the floor." The resident said he was hit on the head with a gun. His hands were put into zip ties. Another male in the house also struck on the head with a firearm and zip tied. 2 women and children were in the home at the time. One of the assailants threatened one of the women with harm if she attempted to make any noise. One of the suspects demanded to know where's the money kept and proceeded to ransack the home. Suspects made off with supposedly $7,500 in cash, jewelry, 5 cell phones. They also stole a 2011 white Jeep Cherokee. One of the residents was transported to Rhode Island Hospital, treated for a head wound. The other was treated on scene, minor injuries. Home invasion was a targeted incident. No arrests have been made. So now they also have Trask Street. Let me just see exactly. I believe that's in South Providence. These home invasions, as we've talked a little bit, the home invasions are very dangerous. When we were with Cranston Police, what street is that? Trask? Is that it? I want to double check. I think it's Trask Street. When we were, Trask Street. Okay, yeah, that's between, let's see, Potter's. What else? It's there's Edge Street. There's the Dunkin' Donuts. There's the Big Blue Bug. There is Public Street. So Trask Street is off of that. Now, that's lower South Providence. That is not Washington Park. That is lower South Providence. There's the Burger King. Is that Eddy Street? That's Eddy Street. There's Thurber's. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. It's pretty far up, actually. There's the Wendy's. All right. Well, anyhow, when we were riding with Cranston Police, folks, there's a trend. And again, good afternoon, one and all. It is one. It's the John DePietro Show. It's AM 1380, 99.9 FM. There's a trend that many times some of these individuals, I have no idea about this one. I have no idea about this particular home invasion. And how about that? So they burst in saying police. Now, there's a lot of different components of that. That also makes it very dangerous when police go in. So look at the tactic. Police, everybody on the floor. Now, I don't want to draw too many parallels, but that's what happened with the Breonna Taylor, where when then the real police go in, they fire because these individuals seemingly were firing and saying, in fact, that, they weren't firing, but they announced themselves as that they are police. Let me just check. All right, Channel 12 has it. I don't have I don't see anything on Channel 10. It's interesting to me. Boy, the new app with Channel 10 is a disaster. You try to click on a story and it knocks you off immediately. So, but Channel 12 has that. I will but what I was going to say was a lot of times, and I don't know about this particular example, but some individuals, they take pictures and they flash. If you go on Facebook, they flash a lot of money that they have. So what does that do? Well, that certainly um, brings, that then leads to then a lot of these home invasions. Now, I'm not reason. It's like they're putting out. It's like they're raising the red flag that they have cash in the apartment. They ransack the place. What's interesting here is it sounds like these individuals are cooperating with the police. The home invasions are very dangerous. And look at that. They have the zip ties, they pistol whip them. Very, very dangerous, as a matter of fact. All right, folks, right now at 12:22, good afternoon. It is Juan. Now, again, just a programming note. Later this afternoon, what time is it? Well, a little over 3 hours from now, we're going to be out with Cranston. It's our episode 5, Cranston PD Live. I will be riding along with Cranston Police. I think we're going to start before 4 o'clock. And there's a very good chance we'll have roll call. When I think of roll call with police, I immediately think of Hill Street Blues. And then at the end, they'd always say, let's be careful out there. But so that's the plan. And then we're going to be riding. We're going to try different times. We're going to try different time slots. The first 4 episodes have gone very well, but we're going to try the 4 to 6 time slot in the afternoon. Who knows? Maybe we'll be busy. Maybe it won't be busy. But we've and then at some point we may try later. Maybe an 8 to 10, maybe a 10 to 12. I don't know. I'm not opposed to anything. But you can tune in and watch that on Facebook. If not, as I said, we'll have it up on YouTube and then DePietro.com later. Folks, this portion of the program on this Thursday, and it's brought to you by Propane Plus. Now, I want to reach out to anyone that uses propane, and I implore you to go with our friends at Propane Plus. 3 generations. They are so knowledgeable. They are dedicated. They run a great business. They are the type of individuals you want to do business with. Propane Plus. Call them today in Rhode Island, 401-885-4209. Heating Plus in Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. The leading full-service provider of propane. And for a reason, 3 generations. They're available 24/7. I was there yesterday. I mean, the place runs like NASA. It is immaculate. They put so much energy, effort to making sure their operation works effectively, as most effectively as possible for you, the customer. They're available 24/7 for service and delivery. They offer online billing. It's Propane Plus. Now, all you have to do is log on to their website, propaneplus.com. You then type in your zip code, and then you also just check off it's residential or commercial. Propane Plus, always there for you. Give them a call in Rhode Island. Do you use propane? Go with Propane Plus, 401-885-4209. In Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. You can depend on Propane Plus. Well, folks, good afternoon. It's 12:25 on this Thursday. This portion of the John DePietro Show, and it's brought to you by the Cohasset Inn, 226 Cohasset Avenue, West Warwick. Very soon, I think next week, I have some friends I'm going to get together with, and we're going to go to the Cohasset Inn. Listen, they have a very friendly, easy bar area. If you just want to get drinks and appetizers, they have an area you could sit at. They have a nice bar that swings around, or a nice lounge type area. They also have delicious food. It's a great restaurant. It's also a good place if you have a group. 226 Cohasset Avenue, West Warwick. There's something on the menu for everyone. And there's a link on the website that brings you right there to the Cohasset Inn. So the home invasions, what people shouldn't, one thing I'll say about home invasions, though, as much as, and I understand Providence police are saying it's targeted, which I believe it is, right? Many times now, the people there claim they took $7,500. It could have been more than that. I mean, I don't know, but one thing for sure is many times they the individuals that are doing a violent home invasion, number one, they're armed. Number two, they've scattered out. A lot of times they wear masks because many times someone has been inside, so they have a layout of it. Many of these people then they hide the money different places in the ceiling, in furniture, what have you. But many times there are situations where when someone's approaching, the people say they're inside, and they say it's the house on the left. And so when the assailants are outside, they think, oh, it's the one on the left. Boom, and they go into the wrong apartment, the wrong house. I had friends a long time ago that they lived in Providence, right off Admiral Street. And one night, I think it was in the summertime, and it was a bunch of guys. They'd all graduated college, and they were living in an apartment. I think they could have been watching, I don't know. I thought it was like a baseball game or something. But anyhow, all of a sudden, these people came in, burst in with masks and guns. And they were saying, where's the drugs? Where's the cash? They brought them into separate rooms. I mean, it was terrifying. They had the wrong apartment. These individuals hit the wrong apartment. So it does happen. So as much as it's an element that it's targeted, notice the element, a lot of places have cameras. And I know that when law enforcement have watched surveillance, you see them milling about outside. And look when they hit at 3 o'clock in the morning. Boom, open the door, police, and then they just burst in. So, I mean, that sounds very terrifying, as a matter of fact. Now, I also just want to see some of these headlines. Jill Biden is now all in for the second term at the White House. Huh. Will Trump drop out? Major announcement is digital trading cards. Indictment watch. Special counsel subpoenas officials in 7 states. Well, our legal expert, attorney Tim Dodd, who we spoke to last hour, he believes that the former president is in fact going to be indicted, which is not good. But he believes maybe even before Christmas. Let me just click on this. The questions Republicans dare not ask. Will Trump drop out of the 2024 presidential race? I don't know what to think. Folks, I'll say this. Listen, someone asked me about this last night. It was early when he announced. And in hindsight, and I've told them that, there was really no reason to announce that early. He could lay low and not do anything until the spring. And I think we're going to see some kind of Republican GOP debate sometime late spring, early summer. I know both Fox and Newsmax are trying to line that up, but I don't know what to make. It was so early to announce. In hindsight, was it really necessary to announce? No. Let's see. Trump card. Donald Trump fans baffled. He releases new NFT Superman trading cards after teasing major announcement. His major announcement turns out to be a series of NFT trading cards where he's dressed as a superhero. So these digital trading cards are $99 each. Well, maybe they are maybe just in time for Christmas. I don't know. So I didn't see this. He put out on Truth Social major announcement and then put the collection is here, limited edition. And they make a great Christmas gift. Well, some people may like that, as a matter of fact. So there you go. All right, folks, at 12:31 on this Thursday, It's too early. Let's wait. I'm going to say what I said. Oh, let's just wait and see how things play out. Let's see how things play out, and then you never know until they're up, as I've said, on the debate stage. And I'm glad to see in the rest of the media they're using the Scott Walker example as a good example. You never know. I know a lot of people saying they're all in for Governor DeSantis. I don't know. Let's see how he is on the stage when he's standing next to President Trump. Let's see how he is on the stage standing next to former Vice President Mike Pence. Let's see how he is on the stage against former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Let's see how they are on the stage next to the Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin or Senator Tim Scott or Nikki Haley. I don't know. It's very difficult until you see them up there, and maybe it's falling on deaf ears. I continue to encourage people to just wait until that plays itself out. I want to remind you right now of Matthews Oil Company. Do you need to fill your tank with oil? You do? Call Matthews Oil Company, 401 942 7500. 401 942 7500. Matthews Oil Company, 24-hour emergency service, 4 generations. They'll keep your home comfortable and safe. Matthews Oil Company, premier dealer in Rhode Island, highest quality heating fuels, and they also have various payment plans. Service and maintenance is available in 24-hour emergency service. Call Matthews Oil Company right now on this Thursday, 401 942 7500. 401 942 7500. Matthews Oil Company, online at matthewsoil.com. Well, folks, good afternoon. It's John DePietro. You're listening to the John DePietro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Again, Cranston PD Live, episode 5. We're doing it live this afternoon, coming up right around 4 o'clock. We may go a little bit early this afternoon, right around 4 o'clock. I'm not going to talk too much about tomorrow. The whole Rhode Island State House homeless situation, I believe, is once again going to be in court. And I spoke in the first hour. It's the McKee people, however they want to try to frame this. To me, they've just kind of dropped the ball on this and opened the door where now they're going to they have completely opened the door where now the ACLU is going to turn this into a free speech case. And now it's protesting. It's not people sleeping in tents at the State House because they're homeless. They're protesters. So that's a moving narrative, so to speak. And so as a result of that, and with the ACLU getting involved, now you really, now you really have problems because they are very well equipped. They can advise that, and now good luck trying to get rid of them as well. I think now with the ACLU getting involved, Governor McKee has wandered into an area he doesn't want to be in. I also next hour I'll play Langevin's final speech on the House floor. 22 years in Congress. Congressman Jim Langevin, 22 years in Congress. He never passed one piece of legislation. Never one. As I've said, folks, I believe this business that the National Guard has to play nursemaid to a group of people at the Cranston Street Armory, to me, that reflects how poorly Governor McKee thinks of the National Guard. I think it's embarrassing. Governor McKee is sending the National Guard into the Cranston Street Armory. They have to get blankets for these people, give them coffee, give them water, tuck them in, see if they have to use the bathroom. Are you kidding me? That's what the National Guard is being called out for. This is hardly an emergency. Hardly an emergency. He hasn't even been sworn in yet. This other business, Rhode Island law banning the large capacity magazines. We'll talk to John Francis tomorrow. So this is a priority they go for. That's the priority. Ludicrous. Of all the things they could be working on. Folks, I didn't vote for Dan McKee. I did not vote for Dan McKee. I think other members of the media should tell you who they voted for. I voted for Helena Foulkes in the primary, and then I voted for Ashley Kalus, just because she's not in anyone's pocket. I voted for Aaron Guckian, Lieutenant. I voted for Congress. I voted for James Lathrop for General Treasurer. And since Election Day, I met James Diosa, who's going to be the incoming General Treasurer. You know what I mean? Oh, he was at the Providence Police promotion ceremony. And then I also met Congressman Seth Magaziner for the first time the other day. But Governor McKee calling out the National Guard. They have to be there. Can you imagine you're there? You're the member of the National Guard called up. And you're going to, make them get these people breakfast, coffee? They're not refugees. They weren't in a flood. There was no earthquake. There was no hurricane. There was no blizzard. They're a bunch of people who don't work, who take advantage of all state agencies, government welfare benefits, EBT cards, free healthcare, free medical. They want free transportation everywhere. And as a result of that, they have no money to pay rent. So now Governor McKee is going to put them up at the Cranston Street Armory. And as I said last hour, with all of these, quote, homeless advocates, how come they're not waiting on them? How come they're not going to operate out of there and wait on them? No, the National Guard is going to wait on them. Ridiculous. Like you couldn't have two more polar opposites. Where are all the social workers? Where's the woke crowd? How come they're not going to wait on them? The National Guard is going to wait on them. I said 2 lumps of sugar as they're laying there. What a joke. Well, tomorrow it is going to rain like hell. So tomorrow sounds like a bad rainstorm. Folks, right now at 12:39, no, I think it's wrong. I think the McKee people have handled this wrong. There's a reason why Attorney General Peter Neronha wanted no part of this. And yet last Wednesday, not 2 days, last week, out they went. Eva Marie Mancuso and the governor's communication guy. There they went. You're being evicted. Why would you use that word? You're being evicted in 48 hours. What are you talking about? That was exactly what they wanted. That was exactly the cause they wanted. Now, as you heard, we were discussing last hour with our legal analyst, legal expert, attorney Tim Dodd, this whole thing with crypto. Look at all these people getting burned now. And it's rampant out there. I used to see people posting on Facebook how much money they were going to make in crypto, this whole business. Folks, it becomes another P.T. Barnum situation. But then you meet with a qualified financial advisor, Ameriprise Financial. Tommy Bryan, our guy, for over 125 years. Ameriprise Financial has provided advice for clients' unique goals, helped millions of Americans retire on their terms. Tom Bryan, our man on the scene, free consultation, 401 434 1510. 434 1510. Call right now, free consultation, Ameriprise. Listen, you're not expected to have all the answers with your finances. But what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to, what I'm encouraging, what I'm offering is a free consultation with our guy, Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial Advisors, 401 434 1510. It doesn't matter what age you are, where you are. Maybe you've saved, maybe you haven't saved. At least meet with him and know what your options are. Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial Advisors, 401-434-1510. Maybe you're thinking of doing a reverse mortgage. Maybe you're not sure what age you should retire. Why not take advantage of a free consultation? Instead of throwing darts at a board, sit down with our guy, Tom Bryan, 401-434-1510. Any situation, a problem or challenge you have, I'm willing to bet he's dealt with it before. So why not get sound advice? Office is located 400 Massasoit Avenue in East Providence. Our guy, Tom Bryan, 401-434-1510. Folks, it's 1241. It's Juan. You're listening to the John DePetro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. This portion of the program, now check out the website, depetro.com. Folks, I am very excited with some new projects that we're going to unveil. You're going to love them in 2020, in the new year, 2023. And I realize and identify not everyone, we're going to be utilizing more platforms. Obviously, right now, very big with Facebook and Twitter. We're going to have a larger presence on YouTube. I don't know about Instagram, but we're going to continue to grow depetro.com. And depetro.com, one of the people you're going to meet in the new year, or maybe, I think in the new year. Yeah, because I think is our friend Jake Burke, Burke's Martial Arts. I mean, the guy is special forces, self-defense, fitness, martial arts. Make that your New Year's resolution to get in shape. They also offer kickboxing, Burke's Martial Arts. Stop in and see them, 880 80th Street in Providence. All the information for Burke's Martial Arts, there's a link on the website at depetro.com, so you can check it out there. So, folks, good afternoon right now. So, again, just to bring you up to speed, I believe the search continues. I haven't heard anything differently. The search continued. Missing person from East Greenwich. That was disgraceful with what happened last night. What happened last night with some juvenile delinquents. And I'm not convinced that the guy pressed charges, so maybe they just let them go. I'm seeing police. This is Channel 12. Fugitive found living on a shrimp farm in Guatemala. Folks, gee, I wonder why that is. Why do you think these people continue to go back and forth? They're in our country, then they're in that country. Then they come back here, then they have a different alias, and they just go on and on and on. This is insane. Now, Channel 12 just posted this headline. Another top executive is out at Lifespan after a $77 million loss. You want to talk about greed, though. And they took all of that COVID money. Rhode Island's top hospital group quietly parted ways with its CFO earlier this fall. They lost $77 million. David Kirshner departed as Lifespan CFO. He's on the job for less than a year and a half. What is happening? But they were outspoken that Raimondo was too aggressive and shut down that merger that they were trying. So that Raimondo drew, didn't do due diligence, and then Attorney General Peter Nerona's office killed it. But folks, it's no surprise right now. I've been telling you for weeks now that, oh, wow, hey, this is big news. Governor Charlie Baker, outgoing governor of Massachusetts, is going to serve as the next NCAA president. Wow, that's big for Governor Baker. Very big, as a matter of fact. Huh. I think we have some audio on the Providence teacher thing. Let me just click on that. Good for him. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker will serve as the next National Collegiate Athletic Association president. He's going to begin working with the organization. He succeeds someone who's going to serve as a consultant through June. He will assume the role in March. So he'll have January, February off and then start in March. So, hey, that's a good gig to get. That's all in charge of college sports. Last night, I know there was a lot of grandstanding in Providence. And as I've mentioned, I think part of the problem is the media is just playing into this whole thing. People keep asking me, hey, what's going on with these school closures in Providence? What's going on with the school closures in Providence? Well, first of all, they're down 5,000 students. One. What do I think they're going to close 3 schools? I think they're missing a digit. I think they should be closing like 33 schools. How else to explain? Do people just are they that naive that that people just go along? No, he has not been found. Ladybug is yes. Um, the Providence schools. I'm even amazed some of the people using the term schools. Providence teachers' parents voice frustration over school closures. Why are they voicing frustration over the performance of these schools? Because they're pathetic. This is ludicrous that these people are complaining that they're closing schools. Do you understand 95% of the kids are not proficient in English? I want to once again explain what that means. What does that mean, not proficient? It means, let's just take sixth grade, sixth graders. 95% of the students cannot do the work of a sixth grader. They may be performing at a fifth grade level, maybe they're performing at a fourth grade level or below. 95% in English. It's higher in math. Why are they closing these schools? Why are they closing the schools? Because they're expensive daycare. Why are they closing the schools? Oh, the parents are upset they're closing them? Why aren't the parents upset that there's no blanking learning going on? This is ridiculous. Let me just hear this. This Channel 6 has this video.
Moves forward with its plans to close 2 aging elementary schools in the district and then move students and teachers to other spots in the city. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. The state's $500 million Newer and Fewer initiative will shutter Feinstein and Broad Street.
The new schools are not going to change anything.
Gilbert Middle School as well. ABC 6 News reporter Daniel Coates was at
They
the
have
school board meeting tonight.
schools
He joins live in
that are
Providence
brand
with
new,
more.
state of the art.
And Tiffany, that meeting was overflowing with parents and teachers frustrated about the last 24 hours since they got the news that 3 schools in Providence would eventually shut down. And while they do understand improving facilities for their students, they also say this would end communities for teachers and students that could be detrimental to their education and their future here in Providence.
So if you have a school, bring it on. But until you have one, let us stay. Let us keep working.
No.
Parents, teachers, and
more
venting their frustrations to the Providence School Board after 3 schools were announced to be closing in the near future as a part of the state's efforts to improve facilities.
The lack of communication and the lack of respect that you have shown to this community, and by this community, I mean the city of Providence and its teachers, it's obscene.
Teachers of the closing schools will have to reapply to positions within the district due to the state's $500 million Newer and Fewer plan to maximize construction dollars by consolidating students. The Department of Education toured Feinstein Elementary at Broad Street Wednesday morning, one of the 2 that will be shut down this year.
It actually breaks my heart to walk through these schools. We have leaks in the roof. Right now, there are bags in the roof to actually try to seal some of those leaks. It's just not a conducive learning space.
But for parents and teachers who said they were blindsided by Tuesday's announcement, the schools are more than just buildings.
Even those schools with crumbling walls are communities.
Amongst an
they're
overflowing
not.
crowd, teachers like Jennifer Dolan and Carol Winter from Broad Street Elementary fear the worst for their students and teaching community. They say we're left in the dark by this decision.
So this is how you treat our longevity teachers?
Yes.
It's saddening. I mean, this is our lives.
Yes.
They're not going to go to a brand new school in September. They're going to get scattered to the wind. And I won't be there with them.
Right.
Please.
Maybe they'll learn.
The kids, not the teachers. For the kids. I'll be all right. I'm an adult. But this is their future.
95% of them can't blanking read. That's what the outrage. Now, again, I know Daniel Coates. I like Daniel. He does a nice job at ABC 6. I'm sorry, by the way, I'm sorry to see that Olivia DeRoche is leaving Channel 6. Folks, it's not your imagination. There's been an exodus of females leaving television news locally. Who is the Chelsea Priest, she was a good meteorologist. Doreen Scanlon, who's married to Parker Gavigan, she's leaving. Olivia DeRocha is leaving. Channel 12, Danielle North, and then Michaela on the Road Show. So it does, yeah, it is actually a large number that's leaving. But I want to come back. I believe, I'm not going to get into a big back and forth with I'm not with the Providence Teachers Union. I don't live in Providence. I don't have children in the Providence school system. We collectively contribute. They get over $300 million a year from Providence schools too. But this business of they're closing the school, new schools do not equal improvement. Central High School is a state-of-the-art, brand new, central air, beautiful new school. The results speak for themselves. Children are graduating from Central, getting a high school diploma, who do not speak English. That's just a fact. So this whole business of Governor McKee, we're going to $500 million on new schools. That has nothing to do with learning. Nothing to do with learning. Then what's it about? It's about, that's his gift to labor to build these new schools. $500 million with new schools. New schools, if it was that easy, all you would need to do is put new structures in. If that's what equated test scores, it's not about that. Providence has lost 5,000 students. You don't need all these schools. Let's go a step farther. You don't need all those teachers either. So what does the union say? That's going to hurt their membership. It's going to be less members. That's what this whole thing is about. Our school system, I'm not going to devote a lot of time to it, but I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a war into next year. We've talked about it with Dan McGowan. It's going to be a war next year. It's broken. You have a number of people that are trying to fix it, and you have opposition against it, and total butting of heads. It's if it stays like this, it fails, right? What do they say in AA? Nothing changes if nothing changes. If they keep doing the same thing they're doing with the Providence schools, nothing is going to change. They need longer days. They need more school days. The union won't do that. Just to put a bow on this, they have to decide, is the principal running the school or is the union leader running the school? But it's going to be major, major war. And closing 3 schools is a good start. I'm not convinced that the media is going to be all in on it. I'm not convinced of that. So from what I'm seeing, the media is taking the bait of, can you imagine that? These poor kids are crying. We're closing their school. There's no one, I don't know how else to explain. There's no one learning. There's no one learning. No, wrong. The schools they're not job fairs. They're not just to, let's see how many people we can employ. There's supposed to be learning going on. This portion of our program, folks, good afternoon. It's John DePietro on this Thursday, and it's brought to you by AtMed Urgent Care. Now, I've been telling you about AtMed, and I continue to tell people about AtMed. If you want to go to an emergency room and wait 6 to 8 hours, that's your business. I'm telling you, if you go to AtMed Urgent Care, they'll see you in less than an hour. AtMed Urgent Care, 2 locations, 1524 Atwood Avenue in Johnston in the Atwood Medical Center, and also 5750 Post Road, East Greenwich. AtMed Urgent Care, comprehensive outpatient healthcare, individuals and families, ambulatory medicine, cost-efficient healthcare alternative, hospital-based emergencies. AtMed Urgent Care. Now, right now, if you go to a room, there are people with COVID, there are people that have the flu, and there are people that have a bad strain of influenza. At AtMed, you're going to wait hours. How about the story of the grandfather, 88 years old? He had a stroke. They made him wait 2 days in the waiting room at the hospital emergency room. You had the young man tragically was suicidal. They made him wait 3 days in the emergency room at the hospital. It's not like that with AtMed Urgent Care. They'll see you right away. And you know what else they'll see? If you're in a car accident. I received another email last night. Family was going along, and this mother with her 2 children, they were at a red light, and someone, not too bad, but did bump them in the back. Now, when she said her children, I thought, are they young children? It turns out they're actually in their 20s. So, but anyhow, so you have 3 adults in the car, but they were bumped. So they thought, you know what, just to be on the safe side, let's go get checked out. We were just in an accident. Emergency room wouldn't take them. She said, Juan, thank God you told me AtMed Urgent Care would look them over. But most hospital emergency rooms, they won't take people that are in a car accident unless it's really bad and they're brought in by ambulance. AtMed Urgent Care. Stop in, and also full laboratory services on AtMed, ATMED, AtMed urgentcare.net, AtMed Urgent Care. Stop in and see them. Well, folks, good afternoon at 12:57. We have a lot of national sound that we're going to play next hour. Again, it's the John DePetro Show, weekdays. We start at 11. We go until 2. It's AM 1380, 99.9 FM. You can always listen online at the website, depetro.com. So, and again, tomorrow, again, the media will descend because the judge is supposed to have some kind of a ruling. I think they have a stay, though, until Monday. But as I had mentioned, the time, energy, effort that the McKee administration have to answer questions, that they're dealing with this homeless situation, it's just such a time taking up a lot of time. There's another expression, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea. But it's zapping so much time of this whole thing, all dealing. The homeless advocates, in my mind, without question, the homeless advocates, they have won this battle, because now Governor McGreed has really fallen right into their trap as far as how much attention is on the issue, how much that they are literally getting out of this. I recognize that some people, and the homeless advocates, they like to say no one chooses to be homeless. I don't fully agree with that. I think this is some of the ramifications because of those that choose not to work, who are not working, who then, it just continues to spiral downhill because they don't have money to pay rent. They don't have money they can't buy anything, let alone rent a place. And then they also have certain conditions. They don't want to live with a roommate. They need to live on a bus line. Folks, here's what we're going to do. It's 12:59. We're going to break for the 1 o'clock news. We have another full hour to go. Cranston PD Live, episode 5, later today at 4 o'clock. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to break, find out what's going on in the world. It's the John DePetro Show, back on the other side after the 1 o'clock news.